All right. I bring you the end of an era. So, I haven't made one of these in a very long time. And when I did, I had mentioned at my local Dollar General, which is quickly falling into disarray for some reason, um, that the Yu-Gi-Oh card packs, they weren't really restocking that many, and of the ones that they did have, the duels from the deep were rapidly disappearing, so I was going to predict that those would be gone next. And boy, was I mistaken. The bog standard loose card packs are gone in their entirety, and it's nothing now but Duels of the Deep. I have backed the wrong regime, and now I'm suffering the consequences, for we hold its final refugee. And it's not even one of the good ones. It's one of the ones with only one rare card. And boy, is rare card. That's a stretch. So I haven't really been playing Yu-Gi-Oh at all. I haven't played Master Duels in a few months. I haven't really picked up any more cards. I think I've still got I've got one video that I never actually published because it was broken in two parts and I can't figure out how to put it back together. Maybe it was second last. I don't know. It needs to get up sometime. But I've just not really been big in the Yu-Gi-Oh. It's supposed to have been 40K. I'm seeing with models in the painting. So I just kind of picked this up on a whim today. And all I really want are like the 2003, 2004 cards. Even just 2003 cards. You know, just the regular, normal guys like Rude Kaiser and Kinamari Attack, like I've gotten a few times before. So that's all I can really ask for out of this. What we shall see, what we shall see. Yu-Gi-Oh is fun. It's one of those interesting just industry or intellectual properties I keep finding out more about. Like, I just found out recently that the original Japanese Game Boy game actually predated the card game itself and was incredibly faithful to the manga, such to the point where the OCG, which had a lot of things that weren't necessarily in the manga, is almost the outlier, and it's very confusing why they went that direction, both with like the monsters they picked and power levels dropping from like the 1400s to 800 levels. You know, it was really weird. But I'd like to find the translation patch of that game so I can go ahead and give it a try. It seems almost boring in how faithful it is to the manga and anime story, which even calls into greater question the almost bizarre pseudo Yu-Gi-Oh that we get in the actual Game Boy Color game that we got here in the States, which is just a weird amalgam of OCG cards we never got and rules that the game never actually followed. So I don't know. I really do need to do a Yu-Gi-Oh night sometime. That'd be fun. All right, first card. Restoration of the Monarchs. Activate this card by targeting one monster in graveyard with a 240 attack and defense or 280 attack defense, which summon in defense position but it gains effects. Also equipped with this card. Once card leaves field, destroy that monster. This card, the card equipped monster can be treated as 2 true beats for a true beat summon. Okay, cool. It is it's like one half of a search. And it's a very specific search. Though it's honestly, it's just monster. It's not looking for a particular kind of monster, which if we had anything 2400, we might be able to use that. I might actually. I don't know. Super Team Buddy Force Unite. It's a... what were these colors called? Yajimas? I don't remember. Target one face monster on the field. Special summon one monster from your hand or graveyard of the same original type as that monster, but with a different original name. If this card is in its owner's spell or trap zone, is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can set one Super Team Buddy Force Unite directly from your deck to your spell or trap zone. Kind of sucks we only have one. Neat though. You don't have to use that on your gems. You can use that on anything, I guess. Goki face turn. I have a couple Gokis, but I don't have enough. Target one Goki you control and one Goki monster in your graveyard. Destroy that card on the field, and if you do, special summon the other from your graveyard. Neat. Don't have enough Gokis. Dino Wrestler. Another Dino Wrestler. I had like a Dino Wrestler. If this card is special summon, you can add one Dino Wrestler from, or one Dino Wrestler Wrestling from your, what is the difference? World Dino Wrestling. So it is Dino Wrestler and World Dino Wrestling. That's, is it like WWE and the other one? You gotta be kidding me. There's two wrestling franchises for dinosaurs. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, your opponent controls, and your opponent controls more monsters than you do. You target one Dino Wrestler monster in your graveyard. Except Dino Wrestlers system. Okay. We don't really care about Dino Wrestlers besides that fucking Triceratops because everyone threw it in their deck for that one type tournament thing. So good. Ballista Squad. That's a nice one. Tribute one monster and just target one monster card you can destroy and destroy it. Very simple. Very easy. Good thing for weenies. DDD, Different Dimension Derby. If you control a face-up monster that was ritual summoned using a normal monster or fusion summon, synchro, or XYZ, or link summon using normal monster materials, you can target one card and field banish it. Kind of it's a weird setup. I don't know. I could see that working, but like, why would you set that up for just for one banish? Slower Swallow. I actually like this one. It's a very pretty bird. That's a pleasant card. I like this card. You have two or more monsters with the same level on the field. You can special summon this card from your hand. You can only summon one once per turn. You can tribute this card, draw two cards instead of one for next. Okay, so you can. See, I would say I know how this works, but that tribute this card never seems to work when you want it to, at least in Master Duel. It's got a weird thing where you can't necessarily tribute a card if you're not doing something with it that it recognizes that you're doing, like an effect. I don't know. I've had cards that do a similar thing that don't actually get off. Spriggan's Interluder. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can turn one Spriggan's XYZ monster you control your extra deck and apply one of these effects to negate that activation. Special summon one level 8 from your graveyard. Face up XYZ monster you control leaves the field. By card effect, you can make all monsters your opponent currently controls lose 1,000 attack until the end of the turn. Okay. That's kind of neat. Does a few things. I could see that return. That second part, does that not, that doesn't feed off the first part, right? Where it says a face-up XYZ monster you control leaves the field by card effect. I'm assuming that means by a different card effect than that. Otherwise, that'd just be silly. Magic-y Duo. You can also summon one Magic-y monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then apply one of these effects. Special summon or fusion summon one Magic-y fusion monster from your extra deck in defense position using ritual summon one. Okay. Don't have any magic use as far as I know. I think I've got like a card that does something. Bee Trooper, Fly and Sting. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Bee Trooper monster, I've never even heard of Bee Troopers. Negate that activation. If you do, destroy it. During the end phase of this card is in your graveyard, and you control an insect monster with 3,000 more attack. You can banish one insect monster to your graveyard. Set this card. Dang, it's a lot of conditions. It's a counter trap too. That's really weird. Yeah, a lot of conditions. All right, let's see the rare. It's a Raid Raptor. Strangulaneus. It's a dark level 4 winged beast. You can roll a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you cannot special summon, also you cannot special summon cards and monster the rest of its turn, except dark monsters. You control an XYZ monster with a dark XYZ monster as material. You can target one level 4 lower Raid Raptor monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. You can only use its effect once per turn. Okay. Sounds interesting. I don't have any other Raid Raptors, but you know. Unfortunately, no new normal types, no new normal monsters. I was really hoping for nothing from the old days. But Neato cards. I think this one's alright. That one is not bad if you're doing type stuff. This one's okay just because it's pretty vague. I don't think I have enough to actually make that work, so that's not very good. Slower Swallow. See, the problem is that has to be either turn 1 or 3, or you're fucked either way, so I don't know. Yeah, a lot of these are just that stuff that's far too specific to actually be useful because you don't have the archetype that they're relevant to. Okay, so that's the whole kit and caboodle. I'll see you next time. I'll let you know if I find any more of these packs, or if that was it. That was the last one in human history. We'll see. Bye-bye.